continued to recruit folks was, if it seems like it might not be the right decision, then wait. Do not act. Be slow to hire and quick to fire. That sounds a little bit uncaring, but my contention is it's not. It's the opposite. You are giving that person the opportunity, if they're not the right person for the bus. Good to Great, Professor? Are you familiar with the book? How many in the room have read Good to Great? How many have ever heard of the book Good to Great? Well, I hope you'll read it after you hear this lecture today, because Good to Great says, among many other things, that that's one of the toughest decisions you make as a businessman, an entrepreneur, a business person, is who to hire, right? That's why that's why the economy is so slow to recover right now, because the productivity of everybody that's still employed, it continues to rise, and so that's unfortunate for people that are not employed. But guess what? A lot of people are forming their own companies now because, well, one reason, because they don't have a job. But can't that be a great motivator? You know, because you will work a lot harder if you have to. And so make certain that you recruit and retention for 15 straight years. We did not lose. I came to the conclusion, rightly or wrongly, that if you fail to bring the right people on board the bus, and that's the metaphor that is used in Good to Great, is you've got this bus, and you have people on the bus, and you have people in seats on the bus. And one responsibility is to determine that you have the right people on the bus. And then if you determine that's the case, then you need to determine what seat they should be in on the bus so they can add value to your enterprise. And that's what Good to Great talks about, that I think you'll find really insightful. And you need to commit to a plan of continuous personal and professional improvement. The day that you stop that, you might as well stop in your ability to contribute, because it isn't going to happen. You're not going to have that spirit within you, deep within you, that makes a difference. And remember Winston Churchill's famous commencement speech when he came to the United States, and he stood before the graduating students and their parents and their relatives, and he said the following 5 words: never, never, never give up. The syllabus, Good to Great. The Innovator's Dilemma by Jim Christensen, Harvard Business School professor. Wonderful book. I only wish I had read it a couple years before I did, because it would save me a lot of angst. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Andy Grove's book, Only the Paranoid Survive. The richest man who'd ever lived, not in dollars, but in wealth beyond dollars, King Solomon, and how he dealt with generosity and giving back. And I can only hope, my best wish is that this session will be just the start of perhaps how I might be of more help to some of you. I mean that sincerely. I've got your cell phone numbers now. I just don't know which ones of you they are individually. Do I, Joyce? First Things First, also by Stephen Covey. And Thomas Paine's book, Apostle of Freedom. He was the mentor for Thomas Jefferson, as I mentioned earlier. And this book by John Huntsman, who sold his company about 2 years ago to a private equity firm who promised him to pay him $6 billion for his company. By the way, Huntsman's son was a former governor of Utah and is presently the ambassador to China. He is fluent in Mandarin Chinese. And John Huntsman, when the people bailed out on purchasing his business, he sued them, and they paid him $1.5 billion in settlement for not closing on the deal that they said they were going to close on. His book, Winners Never Cheat. And Leading Quietly by Joseph Badalico Jr. And if you want to know something about the markets, first of all, I'd tell you that probably steer clear of them, because if you're not a professional, it's not the place to be. But if you do learn about them, one of the things you'll learn is that markets move with momentum. And Stan Weinstein's book, I think, is particularly insightful about charting and bull and bear markets alike. And with that, I have a supplement which I will leave with the professor that includes a second part of the presentation that basically is the presentation materials that we did with Bank of America Securities to actually sell the business and sell the company. That's known as Entrepreneur 2, and it's about 42 slides. I hope you gain some insight or benefit from that. And Joyce, do you have 3 of those telephone numbers that you can help me with? And while we do, can I ask the AD guys, can you guys get ready to queue up the final video? And so I had a cell phone, but I'm not sure where, oh, here it is. No. Monique, you have the first number? Okay. Bear with me. Now don't anybody do anything yet. So are we having fun yet? 786. Don't say anything. I'm not going to say the full number because I don't want you to know whose phone we're ringing. This is like dial a friend or something, isn't it, on that TV? Do you have your cell? Are you supposed to have your cell phones off in class? Okay, come on down. Give them a nice round of applause. Do you like red wine? Do you like red wine? Good. What is your name? What is your name? Hassan. Hassan. Congratulations. It comes from Napa Valley. There's 2 kinds of Cabernet. Valley floor fruit and mountain fruit. They get blended together with some, this is a 2005 vintage. It has, actually this is a special bottle. This is 100% Cabernet from the Valley floor. And that was made, only 23 cases for Napa Children's Charities. We gave the Children's Charities 10 cases, and you have 1 bottle of the other 13 cases. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you. The next winner. I hear a phone ringing. That's you. What is it? Hey, what is it about the back of the room up there? What's going on? What is your name? George. George. Your last name? Arietta. Thank you. So I should have brought you a wine that I have in my wine cellar. It's called Arietta. And
I remember those.
No. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some of it of interest. Before I ring that last number up, Joyce, I've got something for you and the School of Business here at FIU because of the profound gratitude that I feel for having made it through here with my degree. By the way, this is a special bottle, Joyce. This is a bottle of 2007 Sonia Dor and Magnum. We don't sell the Magnums, we only give them to charities. FIU is not a charity, but in a sense it is for me. I hope you'll use it perhaps to auction off for the benefit of the College of Business.
Okay, will do.
And I thank you so much for allowing me to be here. This, Joyce, is for you personally to take home and enjoy as you wish. And this is for Professor, also 2000.